Basically, we share the same values, and we share the values of liberal democracy, which is under threat today from so many directions, from populist trends I described in my speech, and we share the same interests, and we can see a collaboration between totalitarian and authoritarian regimes. We see it today between Russia and Iran. And so the interests of Europe and Israel are, the common interests are so much more clearer. And I think it is very important that we will cooperate in order to meet these challenges. Like, for example, the Iranian challenge, when we see Iran with its long missile plan, with their aggressive action in order to reach nuclear weapons. This is something that really undermines the security of Europe, not only the security of Israel. So I think reality makes it clear that we must cooperate and work together. To understand better what we can do together, to understand better the new world order, today we can see an excess of non-democratic regime, Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, and we must realize new world order. And this new world order, also the developments in Europe, the war in Ukraine, developments in the Middle East, makes it clear that in order to protect our common interests and values, we must cooperate. And I hope that the dialogue, fruitful dialogue that will come from this conference will help to promote these things. It is very important for Israelis to understand the fears, the challenges of Europe in these days, and also for the Europeans to understand what Israel is confronting. It is very hard to understand when you don't 100% understand the neighborhood. And I think that this kind of dialogue helps us to understand each other and the reality of each other. More support, or I would say at least more balanced approach with regard to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. What we feel is that in so many European countries, it is not balanced. We don't ask that it will always be supportive, that we will not face criticism. We understand criticism is something common, but to be balanced, to take into consideration our real needs, our challenges, to take into consideration the risks we took upon ourselves by taking steps in previous decades in order to promote peace and security in our region that not necessarily help to achieve this goal. And so I would say our expectations, more balanced approach, more understanding, more support.